Greetings, my sisters and brothers. In the love and in the light of our one infinite Creator, it's a pleasure to speak with you. We're going to be covering the archetypical mind. The primary veiling was of such significance that it may be seen to be analogous to the mantling of the earth over all the jewels within the earth's crust, whereas previously all facets of the Creator were consciously known. After the veiling, almost no facets of the Creator were known to the mind. Almost all was buried beneath the veil. If one were to attempt to list those functions of mind most significant in that they might be of aid in polarization, one would need to begin with the facility of visioning, envisioning, or far-seeing. Without the veil, the mind was not caught in your illusionary time. With the veil, space-time is the only obvious possibility for experience. Also, upon the list of significant veiled functions of the mind would be that of dreaming. The so-called dreaming contains a great deal which, if made available to the conscious mind and used, shall aid it in polarization to a great extent. The third function of the mind, which is significant and which has been veiled, is that of knowing of the body. The knowledge of and control over the body, having been lost to a great extent in the veiling process, is thusly lost from the experience of the seeker. Its knowledge before the veiling is of small use. Its knowledge after the veiling, and in the face of what is now a dense illusion of separation of body complex from mind complex, is quite significant. Perhaps the most important and significant function that occurred due to the veiling of the mind from itself is not in itself a function of mind, but rather is a product of the potential created by this veiling. This is the facility of will, or pure desire. It is well said that archetypes are portions of the one infinite Creator, or aspects of its face. It is, however, far better to realize that the archetypes, while constant in the complex of generative energies offered, do not give the same yield of these complexities to any two seekers. Each seeker will experience each archetype in the characteristics within the complex of the archetype which are most important to it. For example, of this would be the observation of the questioner that the fool is described in such and such a way. One great aspect of this archetype is the aspect of faith. The walking into space without regard for what is to come next. This is, of course, foolish, but is part of the characteristic of the spiritual neophyte. The archetypical mind may be defined as that mind which is peculiar to the logos of this planetary sphere. Thusly, unlike the great cosmic all-mind, it contains the material which it pleased the logos to offer as refinements to the great cosmic beingness. This archetypical mind, then, is that which contains all facets which may affect mind or experience. The magician was named as a significant archetype. However, it was not recognized that this portion of the archetypical mind represents not a portion of the deep subconscious, but the conscious mind, and more especially the will. The archetype, called by some the High Priestess, then is the corresponding intuitive or subconscious facility. It is appropriate to study one form of constructed and organized distortion of the archetypical mind in depth in order to arrive at the position of being able to become and to experience archetypes at will. You have three basic choices. You may choose Astrology, the 12 signs, as you call these portions of your planetary's energy web, and what has been called the 10 planets. You may choose the Tarot with its 22 so-called major arcana. You may choose to study of the so-called Tree of Life with its 10 Sephiroth and the 22 relationships between the stations. It is well to investigate each discipline not as a dilettante, but as one who seeks the touchstone, one who wishes to feel the pull of the magnet. One of these studies will be more attractive to the seeker. Let the seeker then investigate the archetypical mind using basically one of these three disciplines. After a period of study, the discipline mastered sufficiently, the seeker may then complete the more important step, that is, the moving beyond the written in order to express in a unique fashion its understanding, if you may again pardon the noun, of the archetypical mind.